Hi guys, Rachel here from Spunky Misfit Girl. So I looked back at the video before last and I did say I would show you in your envelope journal tutorial here how to do these trickier pieces with the templates, and then I didn't. I just did them. I have this one set up for the opera journal that I haven't put in yet because we'll do the closure still. But I wanted to take just a little run through of some of this with the trickier pieces. So basically, what I did was pull one of my envelopes that's this size, pulled it open to use as a template. Now, if you're not going to do a lot of these, that's probably all you need. But for me, I'm making quite a few of these, and so it's actually much easier because this is a slightly bigger size than you want. So you'll see I always leave a little bit of space just because I like the look of that. I think it looks classy and nice. And so you're actually not going to want the full size of the envelope. You're going to want it a little smaller. And so what I did was, once I had one cut out, I made a little template out of some cardstock. That is what I use particularly for these. So you'll have two of these. You'll have an envelope inside on that side, and you'll have an envelope inside on this side. And so that's helpful for me. So that's what I use to make those. And then this piece in particular is very tricky too. So I've kept a template. He's a little bit cut off here, but it works. And then this one on the inside is not quite as hard. I usually use this because you want to cover up this sticky part of the envelope, and once your closure is in there, you'll want to cover that up too. So it's pretty close. It's closer, although this one probably still needs to be trimmed down a little bit to fit in there. It's a little too wide to fit on the sides. But I usually just use this guy to make those, and then trim the sides along here a little bit to fit it inside, because I want it all the way to the edges of my envelope. So I've got a journal that I'm working on here with this really fun dark kit from Gypsy Craftery that I've kind of put together the start of some of the pages for this. This is a kit I got on Etsy, and I'm putting together the pages. So I thought I would just go through. I've just got my pages. These are going to be my front, one side of my flip pocket here, and then this guy in the middle. So I've got some of the other papers printed out. I was just going to figure out which one I want to put on the envelope. And these papers are not, there's only a couple of full pagers. These are mostly designed more as journal pages, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna want to do for this envelope. I thought this guy might work. We've got this guy over here, this matching guy could be all right. It's a little bit odd because, let's see, where's my template? I guess we are gonna get that guy. That could work. Or we could also do it this way. It's gonna go like this. It's upside down. That could work for the other side, but it's awfully dark. The other side pages are all very dark, so that's why I didn't want to do that. But this side could go for a darker one over here because we have a lighter one right next to it. So we'll keep the contrast. So what about this guy? What if we went in like this and got that rose? Let's put this guy back here and see. Again, upside down. Could I go? These papers are not the best for this. Go up in here like this. I think that could work. What about this guy? Little light. Both of those are a little light, I think. Maybe better served on the back. All right. This guy is pretty dark. What about doing this way with her face? That, I think I like that. I think we're gonna do that. All right, so all I'm gonna do is take my template, get it figured out kind of where I want it. I want to get her face in there. I don't want to go too far over, so I'm going to put it right about here. Trace that guy. And like I said, you can use one of the envelopes and then just trim around the edges. If you're only planning on doing one or two of these and you want to just not have to make the template, but the template's very helpful. So that's for the front side. And then for the back side, I have this girl for my back. And this guy for my middle. Just gonna get a pocket here. And then I need to figure out this one. And I was thinking, these actually are not as dark as I thought they were. This one could actually have a dark envelope too. Or maybe we'll go with this white rose here this time because it'll be right side up on this one. We'll do that. I was originally thinking the castle was gonna be my go-to here, but it's got a lighter feel. So I'm just gonna, again, trace around these. And I'll just cut those out with scissors. I might do the sides with my Fiskars cutter guy. And then for this guy here, I'm gonna just this is gonna be my cover. So the question is what I want. Oof. That's pretty dramatic. This guy could work. Do it this way so that we have this here. This way. Oh, then it's, we don't get those roses. All right. I don't think I want to bust up the castle. Maybe I do actually want to bust up the castle. It's not, I'd like to get a shot of some of that color though in there. That's the thing. I'm gonna try this one because, so what I'm thinking about here is that we're gonna have our closure in the middle here, and that's gonna be separate colors too. And sometimes I go ahead and I trace them out and cut them out and put them on. I don't like them, and then I do something else. Let's just go ahead and see how this looks. Scoop this over here and just trace. And then I'll cut those out and glue them on. And that's your templates. That shows you how to get to this stage that we're at with the opera journal. So then I'm just gonna do the closure for you today. I don't remember if I showed you this, so I will do it. I have these little punches. I believe the links to them are in the descriptions of all of my YouTube videos, but just comment if not, and I'll grab them for you. One, I think, is a 1-incher, and this one's a little smaller, kind of fits inside it. These cards that go with the envelopes, I just use these to punch these out, and this is going to be the base for your closure here. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. There's a 2. So I was using 3, but I was using eyelets, and it was a little bit too much. So I've been using just 2 lately, although I've switched to using brads for these just to try them out because I think they're a little sturdier. I don't know that the eyelets, particularly going through, you know, because you're going to put a color on top too. Going through that much paper and then through here as well, the eyelets, I think we're having some trouble getting all the way through all of that and sturdily staying. So the brads help alleviate that. So you could go to 3. It makes it a little sturdier. And then I've just been using glue stick and a little bit of Fabri-Tac on these. Just because the glue stick isn't that reliable. My hope is that the Fabri-Tac is a little more permanent. And I usually let those dry overnight before I mess with them because they're a little sensitive to, they can move. And then they're not aligned and then they look bad. So then I will take a look at what my cover looks like and find some nice contrasting colors that kind of go with the whole kit in my papers. And again, just make a punch of the big one and a punch of the little one to add, to glue onto the tops of these guys. So that's what I have here. I've got that done already for this opera kit. I'm just gonna put them under weights overnight just to get them nice and sealed. And then I'm gonna take my crocodile here, which I love. If you don't have one, it's totally worth the purchase. To me, I used to use a one, you know, you would just punch like this. It was an eyelet setter that would punch like this and a hole puncher, and it would take me forever to get all the way through these. It's just so much easier to do this. So kind of eyeball where I want this, close to the middle. The crocodile set to 1/8. I'm missing the feet. Let's fix that. This is how it goes. On. There's my feet. All right, so I'm just gonna punch my holes with my crocodile. Take my big guy and put him onto my journal where just about where I think it's gonna go, and make a little mark there. So I can make my hole there as well. Pull this guy out and make my hole there too. And then you can put these on here. So you can use a brad, which, like I said, I think has been a little sturdier. I don't like the look of it quite as much. You can also use an eyelet. So in either way, you're gonna put your piece of paper that goes inside here over. So it is gonna help it hold a little bit, but I have had with the eyelets, these guys pop off of here, especially when I was using 3 layers. So it's up to you. I'm gonna put a brad in here for now. Although I will say, like, if you're not making it to sell, if you don't need it to last, the eyelets really do look nicer. And you probably could put a drop of glue or something in there. If you've only used 2 layers of cardboard, it might hold better. You have some options with that. So, but for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the brad in here. And the other thing is if you don't have a crocodile, the brad is a better option. If you don't have an eyelet setter yet, you might have a hole punch, but not an eyelet setter. You don't need it for the brad. So that's just in there like that. And there you go. There's your closure. Your ribbon or twine or whatever you have here is just going to come around and go around that nicely, and it, with the brad in there, it moves. It's pretty flexible and nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is just put this guy in here, and I'll do that off of camera. And then we've just got to get our ephemera sorted out for this kit, which I will take a look at in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.